Hey guys, welcome back. We got another episode of Two Tamers Talk. This is episode 51.
51.
So for those of you counting at home, we do one of these every week. We've actually been pretty consistent.
Yep.
Every week it's come out. We're on week 51, and how many weeks are in a year?
Oh, I think we got one left.
One left. So I wanted specifically, I begged Jesse, I was like, please, I really want to do like a year-in review, our anniversary type episode, because I'm gone for 3 weeks. I'm heading to Taiwan for another work trip. And I was like, I literally leave tomorrow for those of you watching this video. So, wish me travels, right? But I'm going to be in Taiwan, and I'm not going to be able to do anything Digimon. And I was like, Jesse, please let me record this. I have a good idea for a script. Normally, we don't write scripts.
Yeah.
Really, we're usually off the top of the dome every single time. But this time, I was like writing down ideas. I was like, I'm excited. This is going to be a fun episode for sure. So, So trigger or warning, first of all, for everybody, this is going to be a long one.
Yeah.
Normally, we're about 45 to 50 minutes. Jesse usually does a really good job of keeping me reeled in, but I got free reign. This might be more than an hour. So
Yep, take it away, my guy.
we're excited. So yeah, guys, like I said, this is going to be our year anniversary episode. We're really excited. So first of all, thank you so much to all of our fans, our subscribers. At the time of recording, we're at 1.82K subscribers.
Yep.
I never thought we'd be here in a year.
No,
man.
I didn't either. I thought we'd be struggling to get 1K.
I thought it would be like maybe we'll get 1K in that first year.
Yeah.
But we're hitting 1.82K, and I'm loving how every single podcast episode that we've been doing, we've been hitting about 500 views a week.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Like
those aren't deck profiles. That's just us
they're not deck profiles,
yeah.
and I understand why our podcast views are so low compared to our deck profiles, right? Like, not only do you have people, what's the word I'm looking for? Going to rewatch the deck profiles or tune in. Like, what were the level 4s again?
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of times you watch the podcast once, or maybe you just we're busy
Skim
on
through
Friday
it,
or whatever. Yeah. So no, we're super excited about this. Again, thank you to everybody that watches. Let us know in the comments. I want this episode to be very interactive. And since I'm going to be in Taiwan for 3 weeks and not playing this game actively, it is my goal to respond to every comment on YouTube.
Oh, here we go.
It is my goal to be more active in Discord for the 3 weeks that I'm gone, because if everyone knows me, I'm never in Discord.
I know.
And I feel bad because I want you guys to reach out, and I love having conversations, and I want to be able to talk and about these things, because you get sent cool deck profiles in Discord.
I do.
And I get nothing. But it's probably because my name's just Jeff in there.
It's
and
hard to
I don't
find,
have like a fancy Digital Gate Studios icon. So, and Discord's been hounding me about changing my username. Anyway, something with the update.
Yeah.
So I got to do all that. So we'll get that taken care of while I'm out there. But let's get into this. So I really wanted to start this just by kind of talking about how we got into the game in the first place.
The Digimon card
And
game?
then how we got from playing the game into how we started doing the channel
content. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll go first. It's actually pretty funny. I remember the exact day, and I remember exactly where I was when they announced Digimon was announced for the English version.
Because you were already buying Japanese cards.
I
right?
was So for those that want to know a little quick history lesson for me, I've been a Digimon fan my entire life. I grew up watching the series. I was a big action figure collector. I still kind of am on the low key for everybody. And I've always been into it, always loved Digimon. I've always loved, I'm really not a gamer. And there's nothing wrong with being a gamer at all. My brother's a huge gamer. I'm jealous that I'm not. I feel like I fit in a lot more to today's people, right? But I always played every Digimon game, and I always played every, Pokemon game. Those very similar franchises, but I absolutely loved it. Loved the Digimon franchise. And so for me, when the Japanese card game was announced, I was in from the beginning. And I was not optimistic that the game was going to be coming to the U.S. overseas. So I spent a lot of time getting Japanese cards. I built a great relationship with a distributor in Singapore, and we became close. And he'd send me stuff as soon as he got it, and I kind of started distributing things in the U.S. Like I would get the starter decks, and I'd get some boxes and singles, and I would sell on eBay. And so for me, I never intended to make money. It was just I want to fund my hobby.
Yeah.
Right. If I need this to play the Japanese card, if I need 4 of a playset, but if it's cheaper for me to buy 12 from a guy in Singapore and then sell the rest, right?
Yeah.
That's how I did it. So I was really into the game. My first favorite decks, starting from the very beginning, I loved Red Omnimon Turbo. I'd never gotten into the blue. I liked the Gaia Force. I liked the security attack. Loved the idea of the Rookie Rush when BT2 started coming out over in Japan. basically I played, up till BT4 because that was really that last set.
Yeah.
Where Japan had Digimon cards and the US or overseas and other countries did not, right?
Yeah.
And it was also, it was an interesting time because, again, I remember the exact day. I was in Pendleton, Oregon. I was on a work trip. I was doing some maintenance out in there in Oregon. And I was, at the time, I was really into the Transformers card game. And on the same day that they announced, we're done, no more Transformers card game, English Digimon card game was announced.
Oh, no way. Okay.
So I was really sad because I'm not a competitive card game player. I've dabbled in Magic in the past. I've dabbled with Pokemon. I know how to play card games, but I've never been competitive. Never was a regular attendee at a shop. But, I like card games. I've always been a card game fan for sure. And I was sad because, Transformers is ending, but it's not like I ever had a scene. Not like I ever had a community. It was just me and, my brother at the house. And I was collecting it because I'm a huge Transformers fan as well. And then it's like, now I have Digimon in English. So now I can go crazy with this, right? And that's how I got into the game. And I've just, we've just been going crazy ever since. So I remember the struggles. And I know, for example, for all you watching that are into One Piece right now, I tell everybody this. The first 3 to 4 sets of Digimon were hard to find.
Yeah.
It was hard to get US distributors and, be able to buy it at retail. And I bet you One Piece will have this fixed by set 4, set 5 as well, But I remember just finding any shop that would sell me.
Yeah.
Double the market price.
Yep.
Getting whatever I could for Digimon, trying to get it's like, I need to play. I need to be able to get in on this. What can I do? So, that's how I got into the actual Digimon card game. And I just want to give a quick shout out to my wife because I am forever sorry for trying to teach you in BT2 how to play O-Force with Japanese cards. Because back then, that was the most amount of triggers and timing and effects and inheritables when at that time of BT2 was that original O-Force deck.
In
So
Japanese.
I remember having DigimonCard.dev. So shout out to the dude who runs that website because that website's amazing. I would have the laptop open, all the translations, and be like, all right, here's O-Force deck, go nuts.
Here's what we're doing.
And she's like, what am I doing? So the fact that she still wanted to play the game after that, especially when it came out in English, funny enough, she didn't actually go back to that deck.
Yeah.
Right? It's pretty funny. But how did you get into this game?
Ooh, that is a long tail, my friend.
That's what mine was. This is our chance to talk about us.
It's actually not as long as yours. I didn't start playing until English, but my buddy, you've met him, Trevor. He was a work buddy when we worked together, and we got talking one day about our old card game obsessions because I used to play Magic, Star Wars, Star Trek, Sim City, Stargate. Shout out to that game, by the way. That game was short-lived by Sony, but it was really cool. It was one of the few online card games where if you collected the whole set of cards digitally, they would send you a physical set.
I've never heard of it. That's awesome.
So cool. And it was a great game. But and then Hearthstone, and I had kind of fallen off the card game wagon for a little bit, and so I kind of sent him on a quest to find, a good game for us to play, and I didn't grow up an anime fan, I'm a little bit older. That wasn't quite like Pokemon was a thing over here, but it wasn't like first thing on TV. So he came back and he's like, I got this great game. It looks like a lot of fun. Here it is. And it was Dragon Ball Super. And I was like, okay, like I said, I wasn't a fan of I'm not a fan. I just wasn't exposed to the IP as much as some other people. And he's like, oh, this is cool. And so we bought decks. I bought a booster box of the first set. We built decks. We looked it up, and it wasn't super compelling for me. I don't know if it was the artwork or the value in the cards, because I'm also a collector.
Yeah.
If you couldn't tell. But so I was like, okay. And he's like, so we kind of folded on that one a little bit. We're just like, okay, it was fun. We spent a night playing it. And then like a week later, I like I said, I know, like you said, I know exactly where I was when he called me, and he's like, and he sent me links. He's like, because this is COVID. It's like 2020.
Exactly.
It's there was so hard to find cards. He's like, if you can find this, these things are going for like $300 a box.
Yeah.
And so he sent me the link for this game, and I love the artwork. I thought I was like, and I saw the value because it was so rare. Like you go on TCG Player, and like the cards are like $200.
Did you imagine that? Like out of that entire box that's $300, one card is used today.
Yeah.
Magna Angemon.
Yeah.
That's it.
Pretty much.
That's it. Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, and so I like you did. I paid way too much, and I went and
Yeah.
I bought 3 booster boxes on a credit card. Didn't tell my wife, and that's where it
Don't watch
started. And
this.
I went down that rabbit hole, and then I ran into it was on my birthday, like 3 years, like that year. You know,
Yeah.
and me and Trevor had been playing. I think BT4 had just dropped, and ran into our local card shop in its infancy.
Yep.
Like I think it was like this first or second month they were open, and
Yeah.
you know, and that's kind of just how the ball started rolling. And finally, you know,
That's
we
crazy.
met a community, and we, you know,
Yeah.
just grew from there. So it's been a crazy 3 years.
Dude, this has been an awesome journey. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy because we've known each other for this whole 3 years, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a couple months, right? And this channel's now going to be a year old.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of progress that we've made from that is insane.
Yeah.
Like, all the time I go back in my head to the games that we were playing at the we used to so this is actually part of the next little segment I wanted to do is how we got started doing a channel, and this is going to be the little segue into it. We used to play at a card shop called Yu-Gi-Oh Outlet in Gresham, Oregon.
Yeah.
For those of you that watch this, we are in the Vancouver,
right.
Washington, Portland, Oregon, all those little surrounding areas, right? And if the way this area works in general, if you want something, if you can't get on the Washington side, you can get it on the Oregon side.
Yeah, you just cross the
right,
bridge,
or vice versa.
Yeah.
Right. So
Because
that's
Portland's bigger than Vancouver.
yeah. So we found out that Yu-Gi-Oh Outlet was like the only place doing Digimon locals right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's funny because the guy who started that, he's running the new shop where we're at now.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
shout out to you, my dude. But I will never forget you and I playing there, and I feel like we had a great connection. Our games were great. We had good flow. Like, remember that? Like, I'm gonna give you one by Digivolve, and you're gonna give me one by Digivolve. Because back in the Turbo days, where you would Digivolve for dirt cheap.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we had a great connection at Yu-Gi-Oh Outlet, and then I know you specifically really kicked it off with the original owner of the card shop we've been playing at.
Yeah.
And you really started pushing this game and growing that scene, and like it was like as the shop grew, that community grew, and they were like hand in hand. Even
before that, I was jumping in. I showed you some early videos today.
Yeah.
I had bought like my first webcam. I mean, prior even to the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, I was gonna do it with Trevor.
Yeah.
I bought my first webcam, and I was recording. I guess I can just superimpose a little bit of the video here while it's I was young and a little bit skinnier, but
Trevor, this could have been you. You could have been the good-looking dude sitting here, and he's a great dude, man. I like that guy a lot.
But I just kind of filmed myself unboxing a couple things. I got my first top-down camera. I bought the custom made the double-sided mat that we still use today.
Yeah.
And I just had a lot of fun with it. I was like, this could be really cool. Because obviously I was also watching, like Leonhardt and stuff like that. Like, I don't even play Pokemon, but something about watching people unbox cards is compelling.
The card game creator contents, because I love it too.
Yeah.
Like I love watching like Magic Commander games that I'm not even like an active Commander Magic player.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Or watching people open boxes, or watching people teach you how to play the game. Because that's like, my wife would be like, hey, how do we play this game? I just throw a YouTube video on that would show how to play it.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of great early content creators from the beginning stepped in and did a lot of those things, and they kind of paved the way for us.
Yeah. And that's kind of where it spawned off too. Because like you said, I kicked it off with the original owner of Wayward, and I had this creative itch. I was like, dude, do you want to do some unboxings? I was like, I have, I'd already had some of the equipment because I was doing some stuff, dabbling by myself. And he's like, well, yeah, like, if you can come in here, bring it, we'll do some product. Like, if you go back in our catalog, there is like Pokemon unboxings, Flesh and Blood unboxings.
Yes.
And that was going to be the whole thing. And then I was like,
I'm glad you're talking about
and
that.
then, so I was like, so you talk to the rest of the people in the community, you get the Magic players, the Flesh and Blood players, and then I'll come help produce the videos. You know, I'll bring in the cameras, just let me know I'm available this day, this day, this day. And I said, me and Jeff and a couple other people, like whoever wants to contribute can handle the Digimon side. And it just grew from there. I mean, that was kind of the origins of it.
Yeah.
And I think it was probably near the end of the year in 2022, right? I think like in November or December, it just got to the point where all our content was Digimon, because it was
awesome.
Yeah, it was great. And so it got to the point where he's just I mean, and he just kind of said, you take
Yeah, you guys
it's a
take it.
Digimon channel.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
there's not a whole lot of people reaching out in the
Yeah.
Magic community or the Flesh and Blood community
Yep.
that want to do
Yep.
content on this channel. If they're
Yeah.
going to do it, they're going to do it on their own channel. And so, yeah, we became Digital Gate Studios instead of Wayward City Games' channel.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm glad you talked about that because it's like, it wasn't a controversy,
No.
which is great because in this whole year run, we really haven't had controversy. So, it wasn't like if you go back to older videos, you see Wayward City Games popping in.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
we have,
And speaking of watching older videos, it's so fun watching back to episode 1 of the podcast and seeing where the production has ended up, guys, because this really works well because of Jesse. So I want to take the time to shout out him. I want to shout out his wife and his family because we're at his house in his studio. He is here, picking up all the equipment, putting in all the work. He's the one editing, giving us these awesome thumbnails. When you watch that little fun card overlay come on after I keep naming a bunch of crap, that's him. So it's awesome amount of work that he has done because I know I personally, I'm a big music guy, and I tried really hard to get into producing music and recording music, and I hated every second of it. I like playing music, I like writing stuff, but I hate like the recording, producing, all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
And
the post-production.
Yeah, and you and I work so well together with that, right? And I actually had a similar setup like this. One time I tried to, like you said, you shot videos early, and I did too. So for me, it was the first set of Evo Cup or Ultimate. Well, it was Evo Cup. That was
Evo,
first,
yeah.
right? The first tournaments. I got top 16 in 1.0 with Blue Yellow.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And I had a 10-minute window where I was famous in the Digimon group at the very beginning of the game because, I got top 16 and I posted my deck profile. Like
you got interviewed, right?
Yeah. And so a YouTube channel reached out to me, and nothing bad happened between us. There's no bad bloods, but I'm not going to mention their name. But if you want it, I can DM you the link. If you message me, reach out. And we recorded a deck profile video of my deck, right? Yeah. And these guys were a Dragon Ball Super mainly channel, and Digimon just started, and they were doing that same thing, expanding from one Bandai card game to another. And the idea is I was going to be their Digimon content guy.
Oh, okay.
And they were over in the Midwest area, right? So they weren't local because it was really hard to have anything local at the time.
Yeah.
And the idea was I was gonna like lead the Digimon content. I was gonna come up with the ideas and come up with all that stuff. And our schedules just really didn't align. Like I would, message ideas. I was in like their group, and I would like, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. So we recorded the my deck profile video that did not do nearly as good as our worst deck profile video, which is hilarious. And it's nothing against them. I just think it was just way too early on, and we have a magic. We really do here. And the second video and the last video I ever recorded with them was I had gotten a box of BT4 New Awakening Japanese that I pre-ordered.
Oh, okay.
And I did a box opening of that.
Nice.
So it's so funny when you pulled up your videos of opening BT4 but in
Yeah.
English, and that was my last video with those guys. So no, and you and I we kind of got together and we kind of accidentally did this, and it's just like you said. Like I remember ordering a case of EX1 and trying to do a test video when we first started.
Yeah, we did our first case.
Because we were joking. We're like, EX1 is so cheap.
Yeah.
Right? Well, let's see if we can get some machine Dramons and analog use because we love those. I still love those alt arts, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the alt arts are still really good. And so we were trying to come up with a name. We were setting up recording. We were doing a whole trial and error. And those videos are long gone, so don't ask for those. That's not that it was bad.
It's in the nether, yeah.
It's in the nether, and like we couldn't come up with a good name and couldn't come up with like just like a scheme or whatever. And we had the awesome opportunity of working with the original owner of Wayward City Games. And it just perfectly fell into place where it was like, yeah, we're going to spearhead the Digimon scene.
Yeah.
Right? You guys handle your other franchises. And I even did Pokemon unboxings.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was awesome how doing that. And that was just
that was a
much
huge
fun.
trek to the shop with multiple laptops, multiple cameras, multiple.
I felt so bad for you, man. You had to carry in microphones, lights, laptops. And again, I hated all of that.
It was fun, though.
Stuff.
We all had a blast. And honestly, like editing, that's so easy because we didn't have a whole lot of stuff like pop up or anything because there was so much happening at once. It was literally
you're
just
watching the video.
just let it
right,
go.
right.
Yeah.
So
No,
let us
those were a
know
lot
if
of
you've
fun.
watched some of those older videos. If you are a newer fan or if you're an older fan, let us know what video did you jump in and join us. Again, I want this episode to be a community episode where we just dive into the comments, reminisce down memory lane, where we joined in, or favorite videos and stuff like that. But guys, this is the podcast. We've basically been doing this since the beginning of our channel, and I really wanted to talk about how this idea came. because I think it was, we just started the channel. We like just got a name out. I think we did like a deck profile or a box opening. And then you messaged me like, I want to do a podcast.
Yeah.
So how did that thought process come into your mind? What was your original idea? What was your vision? And are we living up to your expectations?
That's a lot of questions all at once. No, the podcast origin has always been something that, like, it's kind of been a collaboration between, us and people at the shop. I think that, watching some other digitubers and kind of seeing the origins of, just what people were doing at the time. And I was like, we have a great community. Like,
we do.
We could totally do that. Like, there's no reason that we don't have the stuff to do that. And like I said, I had already bought some of the stuff to do some of the stuff on my own. And so I was like, and a lot of it came down to scheduling and, who's available when. And it just so happens that I'm like, dude, I'm free Wednesdays after locals. My wife gives me free reign after locals to have the rest of the night. And you're like, mine does too. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, well, let's start this out, Yeah. And so, and it was never meant to be just me and you. And so I think we've shown that we have so many contributors now to the channel. And thank you very, very much to all of you. Yeah. And that's just kind of what I want to do, is just have it be an open forum so everyone can jump in and show off their deck profiles. I mean, I do have to kind of gatekeep it around my schedule and my family's schedule. But
because you're not at a card shop, you're at your house where your wife and your kids are.
So aside from that, as far as the vision, this is by far better than anything that I thought it was going to be at the very beginning.
Imagine.
And it's all come from, ideas and, one new piece of equipment at the time, and I guess we can just jump out there now, because a lot of people have messaged me and asked me, like, what is the equipment? We have two Sony A6000 cameras for our personal shots. And then for the wide shot, we use Razer Q Ultra Pro. So that's kind of their new 4K thing. That's why we went 4K, and we get kind of this nice wide, new, beautiful shot. And then we have the Samson Q9U microphones. That's the question I get the most, is what microphones do you have? Yep. So
maybe that's why they're all messaging you all the time. They're not talking to me because they know I don't know anything about this.
So it's been literally over the past year, it's been pick up a new camera here, a new microphone there. And that's kind of, if you go back to the very, very early, those were just like Logitech webcams. Yeah. And I think I had one of the Samsons.
You had one,
but you were on like this Razer crappy mic for the first 3 or 4 episodes.
And the reason why we did that is because you had that set up for deck profile videos, because your entire studio layout was different. Yeah. And this man, we tried to send him on a vacation to stop thinking about Digimon. And what does he do? Hey guys, this is how I'm going to redo my studio. Yeah. And he sends us this drawing on a napkin, probably at a restaurant while he's on a date with his wife, about how I'm going to redo the whole thing and make brand new cameras and new microphones, and it's awesome.
I just wanted to get us in the same shot. That was my goal for the podcast.
Yeah, I loved those first couple of episodes, right? And I loved how I would sit on one side of the computer and I would like peek at you over to the monitor.
Yeah, we'd have the microphones in between us.
Yeah, so, it's like I would try to simulate looking at you and stuff like that. But then, and by the time you did all your editing magic, it looked really clean and it looked really good. And I really loved how it turned out. But this is awesome.
This is so much better.
I never imagined that this is where we were going to end up. Yeah. And, I remember it's still a comment that I go to every now and then because I love seeing that inspiration. Week 1, podcast 1, our great friend Dolphins, he's an awesome member of our community who... I did not see you at locals last week. Hopefully I see you today, because we are actually recording this before we go to locals. Yep. He commented like, dude, I love this. What if you guys did a cool segment like Cards of the Week? Yeah. Maybe he didn't comment that, but he was the one who idea of doing Cards of the Week. Yeah. And that really falls in line with how we are as a channel. We're a community channel. Like, we're not just you and me. No. It just so happens that we've been doing this for a while because you and I build the most amount of decks, right? And so, he came up with the Cards of the Week idea, and we really started implementing that and running with that, and that's been one of my favorite segments because it gives us a chance to talk about deck building principles, ideas for things.
Surprising, these like cards that you didn't think were so good until you played with them.
Yeah, just cool little thought process, like a little capture of where we were that week in life, right? So, no, it's absolutely great, and I think both of us had the same idea. We both loved Mega Zoo at the very beginning of the game, and we were building all sorts of cool, janky things revolving around that concept, revolving around other things. And we've just come so far as deck builders. And I wanted to take a moment to just talk about some of our favorite videos.
Okay.
Right? Because this is,
Now, is this just deck profiles, or is this like our
So
Okay.
why don't we just start talking? Why don't we first talk about some deck profile videos, and then we can talk about overall videos.
Okay.
Originally, when I was writing the script, I was like, oh, why don't we do like these are our top videos? You can literally just click that on YouTube
Yeah,
to see
you
our
could
most number
sort
of
by
views. So
views,
it's like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not very fun. But yeah, so deck profile videos. So um, I'm sorry, this is gonna be really selfish, but my favorite deck profile videos, because I really do treat this as a learning opportunity to get better at my craft. So for me, my favorite deck profile videos, not in any order, are my Yellow Red War Gray,
Mm-hmm.
because it was so much fun watching that progression, and I just felt my game elevate as I was building that deck. Right, I really loved how much I learned from deck building, how much I learned from playing, being aggressive, having that red, yellow, war, gray strategy, especially with all the X antibody stuff. Like, it was awesome. I
Yeah.
had so much fun doing that. I also really liked recording the 3 ways to play Raidenmon video.
That was gonna be one of mine.
That
Yeah.
I love it because, and that also falls in line with how I wanted the Leomon deck profile video to go,
Yeah.
because I really wanted it to be like an open forum. Very much similar. If you guys haven't seen a couple episodes, actually, it's probably going to be the last video, the Wargrave video.
Yeah.
Yeah, Basil came up with this, like, I want to do a video where not necessarily giving a full deck profile, but like, this is a deck, and this is what you can play, how to play Wargrave.
This is how it works.
And we've always kind of wanted to do some stuff like that. And the Leomon and Raidenmon were kind of like us attempting to do
Precursors
that.
to that.
Precursors to doing that. So I really
and your
like those
Justimon's
videos.
kind of the same way too.
Yeah, the Justimon was
Yeah.
very similar too. So those were some of my favorite videos. But I think the number one video, as far as my deck profile videos go, the one that I'm attached to, and you guys, I think, are part of it with how many views you've gotten, is the Hawkmon Armor Rush.
Yeah.
And it's so stupid, because in a good way, because I was putting this deck together because I just love the Hawkmon. He's such a cool design, and I really wanted to come up with this, and just the amount of attention and pop on it, like everybody at locals, like, what are you playing? Look at all these colors. And I feel like all of the like texts and one-ofs and things really just, I hate to say it, make me a better Digimon player,
There it is.
because I've learned how to
everyone
like,
take a shot.
Everyone take a shot. It just really helped me like individualize, like, oh, this is why I play this as a one-up. This is why I'm playing this. This is why I'm playing that. So, I mean, there's just so many good deck profile videos that I feel like we have shot. And I will end my segment, and I'll turn it over to you. I know I said so many deck profile videos about what my favorite deck profile video that doesn't have me in it, doesn't have me doing the deck, and that would be your actual most recent OTK Wargrave.
Okay.
Because that takes me back to the days of us playing at Wayward, you playing Wargrave, and just like putting that into a modern deck that did so much work, so much.
It's a fun deck,
It's
yeah.
such a good deck, and I feel like you built that so well, you presented it so well. So that's where I'm gonna end. I'll turn it over to you.
Ooh. Okay.
Putting you on the spot.
You are putting me on the spot. Obviously, I'm a big Dioboromon fan, and those do really well on the channel, obviously, because it's a fanboy deck.
It's amazing how much
Yeah.
the Dioboromon deck it does.
I could literally put a Dioboromon, like 4 Dioboromon and like 56 Eosmons, and it would still get like 2,000 views.
Yeah.
Because it's a Dioboromon deck.
Yeah, that
doesn't
would be
matter.
Yeah.
But the decks that I do have on there, I really do love, and I do as not super meta, not
Yeah.
super competitive, but they're a lot of fun to play. They're absolutely a blast to play, and
Yeah.
I can't wait for the new support.
I can't wait either.
I would say that or Green Gotcha was my favorite video.
I love that too.
That one was one of the ones where I got the most feedback of people saying I'm gonna build that, and they
Don't you love that?
yeah, and they come back and they're like, dude, I got like second or
this
fourth.
works so good.
Somebody won their locals with it, and they're like, this works so well. Nobody expects it. There's not a lot of floodgates that really prevent you from doing it.
Yep.
That people actually use and play. So it was.
Yeah,
It was
because there's
great,
floodgates that prevent reduction of Digivolution costs, but not if you're Digivolving for free.
yeah, ignoring
Completely
Digivolution.
different.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. So, and then I'm also really looking forward to the one we're about to record, because it is a fan submission deck that I've tweaked a little bit,
Yeah.
and we talked about it. I played it last week. I'm gonna play it again
Yeah.
tonight. But we're gonna record it tomorrow, so it'll be on the channel soon. But it is black yellow security control, and
Love that list.
as soon as this person sent me it, I loved it, and I can't wait to get the whole profile out with the tweaks that I've made. I'll post the original too,
yeah.
to give them all the credit in the world, because it is not something I birthed out of my own brain. I've just tweaked it a little bit. So, but yeah, man, those have been awesome, and Basil's and Ryan's and James and other Ryan's and everybody's other Jordans, all the other deck profiles.
I know. I love this.
All the contributors.
I hope we have more contributors next year.
Yeah.
And I would love to see someone else besides you, me, or Basil. No offense to Basil. Obviously, I love you here. On a podcast at some point, just because I love our community. And I love
we have
the
plenty of
different
people
takes.
reaching out. So I'm going to make sure I can get figure out schedules and
I'm so
everything
excited.
else, you know? So
Yeah, because this never was intended to be just you and I's channel. Again.
Yeah.
I know we already talked about that, but let's talk about a favorite video of ours that's not a deck profile.
Okay.
So this one, for me, it was one of our first case openings. I think it was EX3, or was that?
What, Draconic Roar?
Yeah, or no, maybe
Yeah.
it was EX2. I can't remember. I had to.
Is
Maybe
it the one that got 1 million views
something like that.
because we posted it.
Yeah.
We posted it like 2 weeks before the set came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember it was you, me, and Joe sitting in here recording, and it was before you had the studio set up like this.
Yeah.
And so we were a little bit like more closer, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And we had just an awesome flow back and forth,
Yeah.
talking like, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, like, what are you looking at of this set? And
Mhm.
the way we divided the boxes, like perfectly aligned.
Yeah.
It was just a really good day when we recorded. That video is just close to me, and I was just it was almost like becoming good friends with everybody at the same time as making an awesome video. And
Yeah.
that moment will be forever special to me.
I remember the next day after that video posted, because those videos we would record
Yeah.
and then I would edit it that night and I would
And
get it
uploaded
posted
as soon as
possible.
Yeah.
And so, man, just watching the views on that thing, I remember because my wife had the day off with me the next day, and I think we were driving out to like Tigard to get her ring cleaned or whatever, and I just like opened the thing and it's at like 4,000. It's like at 4,000 views in like the first like 2 hours.
You're
And I
like,
was just
seriously?
like, whoa, okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I know for some of you YouTubers, like that's not a lot, but for us, we're like, wow.
Yeah,
like
because we're
it found the
at the
algorithm.
time we weren't at
somehow.
1,000 subscribers back then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So, and then another video that I just will never understand, but it's also, and that's part of the reason it's my favorite, is the Beelzemon starter deck opening.
Mm.
That one blew up for some unknown reason. I remember I was traveling for work.
Yeah. You weren't here.
So yeah, Nito filled in for
Yeah.
us, and that video is one of our best videos.
Yep.
Just for a starter deck opening.
Yep.
54 cards. Well, I guess there's technically more because they give
There was
you
the alt arts. Yeah.
some alt arts and
Yeah.
stuff like that too. But it's like a starter deck is doing 6,000 views.
Yeah.
You guys had some magic going on.
That was
day for
fun.
sure,
And that was
so.
just like a post locals.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to come back to the house and record this with me real quick? You know,
Yeah.
kind of thing. It was a lot of fun.
Keeping in the spirit of what we do here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine is definitely going to be kind of an amalgamation of the blister versus booster box
That's a good
openings.
choice.
They don't get crazy amounts of views, but man, they're so much fun because there's that sense of mystery, you know?
Yeah.
We haven't been able to do BT13 because I haven't been able to source the blisters. I haven't seen
Yeah.
them I think I have like 16 of them.
Yeah. Bandai
So,
decided to put
yeah.
One Piece packs in stores instead of BT13.
And big shout out to Jordan. He's always,
Yeah.
he's always
He's the
hunting
man
around.
for
He's
that.
the bloodhound for those things. So,
Yes.
but like they're just not around. Like there was one little wave of them at first, but
Yeah.
I find more OP1
Yeah.
One Piece cards than
You're
I
just
do.
like, seriously?
Yeah.
Where's BT13?
So once we get the 24, we'll get that
We'll be
video
doing that
to you
for sure,
guys for
too.
sure. But no,
No,
those are
I'm-
always a ton of fun, because it's just, especially, I guess I can pick my favorite one. It was BT11, where we had the campaign rares in there too.
Yeah.
And so there were hits in like almost every pack. So you'd
It
open
felt so good.
24 and you'd have like a bunch of these Commandramons, and you'd have the
Yep.
Seraphi and all these really cool, like
The
there was a
Hexaplow
shiny,
looked so good.
yeah, there's a shiny card almost in every pack. So
Yeah.
it was really cool to see these huge stacks of just shiny cards after just 48 packs. So
That was a fun one for sure, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
can I bring
It's-
up a milestone?
yes, please.
I'm gonna break your script. I don't know where it is on there.
I think you and I are literally on the same page.
Okay,
Because I think I know what you're about to say.
the 1,000 subscriber
Yes,
mark.
that's where I was
That's
exactly where I was
exactly
going to
where I
go.
wanted
Yep.
to be, yeah.
Please.
So that was kind of a milestone for the channel because we're edging up. We're on the road to 2,000 right now. But yeah, we hit 1,000 kind of in a really cool special place. We were
Yeah.
at we promoted the hell out of it coming up to it, but there was a white Omnimon event down in Eugene, Oregon at Mox Valley Games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great hosts. They do
How many
great
times
tournaments.
did you guys listen to me say the date?
Yeah.
Eugene or
Yeah.
How many times
Yeah.
did you guys put up with that?
But we were down there and we were like
998.
18 subscribers away.
Oh, yeah.
We were like 18 to 20 subscribers away. And we had this whole room full of people.
Yeah.
And we went up to the I think it was Taylor, and we were like, we want to buy a box.
Yeah.
And we'll raffle it away to this room.
Yeah.
But we want everyone to subscribe to the channel because we want to hit that 1,000 mark here at the event we promoted, you know, and we did it. We had an Airbnb down there. We took some, you know, some of our good friends from our locals up here. We all went down there and stayed in Airbnb. But yeah, so we hit our 1,000 mark at that event, and it was really fun. It was really cool to see, you know, that 4th digit tick over, and you know, you
see a K.
You see 1K.
You're like, whoa! It's no longer numbers. There's a letter in there.
There's a dot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun, you know. And then of course, you know, there's some of those guys unsubbed after the box was raffled off. You know, it is what it is. So it was really cool to see it just kind of, but it leveled out right at 1,000. So it was fun.
And we really haven't looked back since. No,
funny thing too is at the Airbnb.
I love this story.
At the Airbnb, someone was logged into the smart TV at the Airbnb. Someone was still logged in. I think her name was Susan or something like that. Yeah. So we subbed our channel on the Airbnb TV. So
really shout cool. out to Susan for giving
hopefully she's still subbed.
Yeah, hopefully she loves our content. She like listens to us every week, and she's gonna like watch this episode of the podcast, you know, and she's gonna be like, that's why I love these guys.
Why are these guys in my algorithm?
Yeah. So, no, that whole moment was just like I don't want to say it was the peak of us because we got so much good stuff coming our way, and we're just getting started. We're cruising. It's been an adventure for sure, but it was crazy going from, hey guys, we're building mega zoo decks, you know, that get a couple hundred views, to we're in people's algorithms.
Yeah,
we got asked to not sponsor an event, right? Because like obviously we didn't get paid.
Yeah,
you know, like they approached us like, can you promote this?
Yeah.
And it was like, wait a second, we're like almost internet famous. People are asking us to promote things.
I don't know about that.
I'm almost like a Kardashian. Like, you know, I might look better than one, but you know, anyways. But it was like we went down there and we didn't even plan on hitting 1,000 down there.
No.
But we just did. And it was like, holy crap. And I'll never forget at that event, hopefully you're still watching because I know you said you were. There was a gentleman I played against who came up to me and goes, dude, I watch your videos. I found you. I was actually living in Japan, and I moved to Eugene to go to college, right? And he's like, I didn't know about this event until you guys promoted it, and I met him there.
Yeah, it was
like,
really cool.
What a crazy world. Like, we get fans from all over the place, just came out of nowhere, and that find us somehow. I don't know. Again, shout out to Jesse for his awesome algorithm skills with his little hashtags and all that stuff.
A lot of copy paste,
a lot of copy paste and search engine optimization or whatever. But we just get in there and like it was a whole moment. It felt so good hitting 1,000.
No, we said it from day one. Like our goal, whether it's new equipment or thumbnails or production or visual packs or whatever. Well, I mean, it's all just like, what one thing can I do this week that's better than last week? And after a year, it's added up. I mean, you can go back and watch the first video, and then this is what it's. So I'm excited to see where we are another year from now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect segue, right? Because the last thing I wanted to talk about in our little anniversary special was just like lessons we've learned along the way.
Yeah.
Right? You know, so for me, really it's been becoming a better Digimon card game player and deck builder, because when I first started this game, I was so scared to go away from 4, 4, and 4 of everything. And that's even a joke still to this day.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to not do 4 ofs of everything I'm playing in my deck. Right? Like, obviously, it's easy to not play 4 of a level 7 in a traditional deck even back then because that was just too much.
Yeah.
Right? But it's like, back in the day, I loved 4 Gaia Force. I loved 4 Quartermon blockers. I loved 4 2-cost rookies, right? There was 4 security attack + 1 Greymons, right? All that stuff just kind of kept me in a safe zone, right? Yeah. And as I have been using this opportunity to provide you guys content, so thank you for putting up with me this whole time, I've been becoming a better deck builder where it's like, I don't need to play 4 of this. I can play this as a 2 of. I can play this as a 3 of, and I can fit in a 1 of this, fit in a 1 of that. And it's so funny to me because I'm naturally a purple player. Purple's my favorite color to play. I love the combos. I love the recursion. I love all of it. I feel like every card has a purpose in purple more than anything else. And it's like almost like every card has more than one purpose compared to other too. And it's so funny because purple is not a deck where you play 4 of this, 4 of this, 4 of this, 4 of this. Purple, more than any other color right now, especially, is where, you know, you 2 of this, 1 of this, 3 of this, whatever. So just doing this whole thing, I know, like, for me, my lessons have been how to become a better deck builder. And we talked about it earlier, but we don't normally write scripts, right? But like I've written scripts a couple times. I wrote a little bit of just a little bit of like a guideline here, or I write like a little bit of guidelines when we do our interviews and stuff like that. And I'm starting to enjoy the whole script writing process. So it's something fun that's maybe not Digimon related that I've been starting to love. So yeah. What about you, man? Like, talk about your journey and lessons you've learned along this way.
Lessons I've learned. Okay. Always make sure the mics are recording before you start.
You got the fun ones.
Think we've all learned that one. How many times have we had to reshoot podcasts?
Yeah. You're like, dude, this didn't record.
Yeah. Can you come back over tomorrow? Yeah. That's happened more than once. Not lately, though. I think we finally got things remotely dialed in, and a lot of that too was doing the remote stuff at the shop, because I would break down a lot of the stuff, take it over there every week, and then bring it back,
and then bring it back and use it.
And so if you're wondering why we don't do that anymore, it's because it created so much.
You even broke a microphone.
I broke a microphone doing that. Yeah.
And you were careful. It wasn't even you like dropped it or anything. It was just literally you would set it like a gentle baby in the backseat of the car,
and just all the
and
whatever
it was, moving it broke the mic. Yeah.
So that's why we don't do that anymore. Even though I would like to get back into doing, because I have extra webcams now since we've replaced them. So I can take a laptop and we can probably do like the winner's deck videos again.
Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to if we can do that again.
But yeah, just making sure that because everyone's time is valuable. I think that when people wonder why we don't just have so much more content, it's because time. I have a family, you have a wife, you have a full-time job, I have a job. There's
there's not enough subscribers yet for us to quit our job. So you guys need to make that happen, okay?
So, and even if I did quit my job, I can't quit my family. So there's a lot of stuff.
You kind of like them, don't you?
There's a lot of stuff I have to do. Yeah. So, if you haven't been on the channel yet, or you want to be on the channel more, just reach out to me more so we can try and make time, because it's not that I don't want you guys on the channel. It's just that literally it's all about time management. And so that goes with the lesson learned as far as making sure the equipment's tuned in.
Make this very clear for everyone at our locals, right? We've always had an open door policy. We've always been like, yeah, man, when you want to come, just, whatever. No, I'm going to be as clear as possible.
Yeah.
You want to do something, message Jesse. Say, Jesse, this is what I want to do. This is my time. Otherwise, this whole
if it works out with my time, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Let's get more people, especially because I'm gone 3 weeks.
Yeah.
People are going to miss this for 3 whole weeks, guys. We need to get some good replacements going for sure.
So, yeah, that's the lesson I learned, is just don't waste people's time with broken equipment, because we had that awesome interview with Ryan and Nito.
I was going to talk about that. Yeah.
That's kind of a big lesson learned.
That would have been my favorite video. Yeah. That still was.
We had a great interview. It was probably an hour and a half long, where they went down to Nats. Yeah. And they participated in Nats, and they had a great experience down there. Great results. And, the equipment just didn't work out.
And that was the first time I wrote a script.
Yeah.
Right. And it wasn't even like it was like a fluid script, right? Where like if something would happen, I would, move a question up, or I'd move a question down, or I'd add something in the middle of our interview of things I want to ask people, and I loved that. That was such a blast, especially because Nito and Rycrup are, first of all, if you haven't seen their deck profiles, go watch theirs.
Yeah.
Rycrup actually just took 4th at a
regionals.
Regionals. Thank you. And he was Shine Gray. And so we've actually talked about his deck on a podcast, and we've shot his deck profile video. And so go watch that. He's awesome. Our community is incredible. And getting those two in the room and having all 4 of us going this back and forth, it was like nice flow, perfect answers, good content, and it just didn't work.
Front-facing mics don't work.
Front-facing mics don't work. If there's 4 people, everyone needs a mic. You can't do like the shared Mike, so that was
lessons learned.
That was a heartbreak for sure, and that definitely would have been my favorite video, I think. And I think I've mentioned that before, man. But no, dude, this whole journey has just been a blast, and I cannot thank you enough for letting me. Man. And thank you to your family again, of course, for letting me come here every week and just get up.
You're almost a part of.
I'm like part of the family now at this point.
You just walk in.
Yeah. So. Thank you guys again so much for just letting us take advantage of our platform and go down memory lane. Talk about what an awesome year it's been. Again, jump in the comments. Let us know where you came in at. Let us know your favorite video. Let us know what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of, who you want to see more of, because we're excited to keep doing this, and this is just year 1 of many. Right. And I think this is going to go far, and maybe next year we'll be at 3K subscribers. That would be insane, right?
Yeah.
Because we're at 1.82 right now, so 2's too easy. 2 is going to be too easy, right?
Yeah.
So share this with your friends or whatever you need to do to get subscribers going. But yeah, that was a blast. But I guess now we can get back into our regularly scheduled content.
Right, we have a whole
We
new
got a
set.
whole new set that came out, and I don't even know what to make of it. I'm still processing
The alt arts from EX5.
from EX5.
Yeah.
That Bancho Leomon's going to be like
Still in your brain.
in a poster above my bed, keeping me safe at night. And now I'm on to BT15, and we didn't just get like onesies, twosies. We got
some
bunch
pretty
of
good
cards.
sets. They are
Yeah.
missing some stuff that I'll talk about. I can't wait to see.
yes,
Because all right, let's jump into these. So, well, I guess before we jump into it, we'll talk about kind of what BT15 is supposed to be, right? It's Dark Masters, right?
yes,
So, Digimon man
yes.
person that knows more than me.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can get these right. So there's
You
Metal
know,
Seedramon,
Yep,
right?
yep. Metal Seedramon.
Machine Dramon,
Yep,
Puppetmon.
yep.
What am I missing? Oh,
The clown himself.
Piedmon.
Piedmon.
right?
Yes. Piedmon. I don't know how to pronounce
Piedmon, yeah.
it. I'm not a pronouncing.
Those are the
expert
Dark
guy.
Masters. Is that all of them?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
and then the level 7,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Which
yeah.
we have now been spoiled what color
Well,
it's going to be.
It will be white.
It will be white because the Metal Seedramon's text specifically says that. So, probably an easy bet. Probably my odds aren't pretty good on that one. A Pokemon.
Okay.
So Pokemon is he's really cool design, but it depends on how they do the artwork because he's similar to how Sarismon is,
Mhm.
where Sarismon is this little tiny person on top of this giant dragon,
Mhm.
right? So it's like, are they going to focus on his spear of doom, that all the cool things coming out of it, or are we going to actually see the little tiny like Devi Myotismon type looking dude that sticks out of the top of it, just like from the waist up? So
I don't know.
anyways, but no, yeah, the Dark Masters, it was really cool because one of the first decks I built in the beginning of the game was actually like a Dark Masters Mega Zoo. Because
interesting.
I would use a purple base, very similar to a lot of the decks I do now. So guys, it's been happening since BT2. I'm sorry.
It's officially a problem. Yeah.
But it's like I'd go up from, I'd play a lot of Vilemons, and I'd
Mhm.
play like the just anything to help me draw to Pyramon and stuff like that. And purple base, because you'd hard play Piedmon
Mhm.
for 11.
11, yeah.
And bring out 2 level 4s that were blockers, and that was a big deal back then. And
Yeah.
now Merva does it way better, way cheaper,
Yeah.
way quicker, and it's so funny. And then I love teching in the Puppetmon from the early Rookie Rush days.
Lock stuff down.
Yeah, to now into how that particular Dark Masters deck worked.
Back when you could give your opponent 10 and you weren't dead
Yeah.
on the next turn automatically.
So
Yeah.
how the old BT2 Machine Dramon, Piedmon, Puppetmon, Metal Seedramon are going to work into this new BT15 stuff, I don't know. But if you are someone who's interested in the Dark Masters and interested in some sort of alternate deck type play style, maybe pick up your alt arts of those because they're
Mhm.
probably dirt cheap right now.
Oh, I guarantee.
I don't
yeah.
think Metal Seedramon's going more than $2 for that
Well,
alt
and at
art.
the same time, like, is a lot of times they'll bring out these old archetypes, but
yeah.
the old cards don't.
It
they
might
don't
not even
fit.
be used,
Yeah,
right?
they won't
Like
even fit.
you might not even use them.
They're not all going to be Thomas H. Northsteins. Okay?
They're not going to
Yeah.
be Thomas Norton. You don't need to double down on those. Yeah.
But okay, well, let's jump into it.
Yeah, let's
we
talk
got.
about
Should we start with Betamon?
Yes, we should because he's
So-
a sweet level 3.
Yeah, he's really good.
Where's
Yeah,
the unlock thing on
it's on the top. So
Yeah.
on play, if played by an effect, one of your opponent's Digimon can attack until your opponent's turn. Like, that's really good because you could always put that in Aegistramon.
Yeah,
if you
so
want
that's
to.
what I was going to say. I'm glad you talked about this because I even saw some comments on Facebook where people were talking about the Seedramon line and they're like, oh, cool, we get a whole new Metal Seedramon, and then that Metal Seedramon almost doesn't work in Aegistramon because
Yeah.
it can't Digivolve into a blue level 7.
Yeah.
But this Betamon does work really well in that, and I like the idea that if we're going to have the Dark Masters in the deck, you don't necessarily need to have a level 3, level 4, and a level 5 that
Right.
flow into that perfectly, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be a Mega Zoo style deck, kind of like Royal Knights is now
Mhm.
anyways, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, the Betamon's awesome. I'm pretty excited for Aegistramon. That was another favorite deck profile of mine, and
That was a good one. Yeah.
people really liked it as well. So yeah, this Betamon will do really good. And the fact that it has inheritable of jamming as a level 3 is insane to me.
Yeah.
Because this is the first time I think we're having an inheritable of jamming on a level 3. Because I was blown away when Male Birdramon in EX4
Mhm.
is that what? Yeah, EX4 has jamming.
Yeah.
And now it's like it's a level 3. This could be used in a lot of decks.
Mega Seedramon is the 5.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll probably get another Seedramon, and I'm hoping that Seedramon's good because that was one of the things to me where I felt like Seedramon's such a staple in the Digimon franchise. And to build Aegistramon, your deck was almost better not using that Seadramon,
Mm-hmm.
right? It didn't quite do what you needed it to do as a level 4.
Yeah.
I'm optimistic. We'll decide to see what it is.
Same. And then we got to talk about your birds. Because
Yes.
this is a point of where we got to the point where I'm like, dude, you have new birds, but they all don't really work with Christy.
They don't
Yeah.
work with Christy or Akihu, whatever her
Yeah.
name is, the other red tamer. They all work with Sora, which makes sense
Yeah.
for what they're going for in this set. This is going to be the original Season 1 Digimon Digidestined going against the Dark Masters. So it makes sense to have a new Sora, a new Joe, a new Izzy, a new Mimi, right? Whatever. But this Garudamon Ace is going to be hard to use. Or this Garudamon Ace will be good.
You can use this.
Yeah. The Garudamon Ace will be good. Excuse me.
Because it's not exclusive to
It's
the
not
Sora.
exclusive, but the fog barrier, or not fog barrier. What's the option that we got revealed?
I don't have the option.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and
it's
the new
exclusive
Sora.
to Sora. Yeah.
But it's crazy because this Sora is interesting to the point where I'm gonna have to build a second bird deck, right?
And I'm sure you're gonna hate doing.
I'm
that.
sure I'm gonna hate doing that, right? Where I'm gonna have to experiment with how this works because these are all red cards with very similar to purple abilities because it's returning cards from trash to hand in a red deck.
In a red deck, yeah.
It's the best of the best of the all.
I feel
the
like this set is gonna be like a Jeff set, man, because it's got
do too, man.
also Myotismon, man. Like, and
yes,
I've been trying to get you to put that deck back together.
I keep finding pieces of like the cards I'm gonna grab for Myotismon. I'm like, I'm gonna build this one day. I'm gonna build this one day, and I just haven't yet.
Just wait, man.
I love the Myotismon deck. I loved EX1. Venom Myotismon was a favorite deck, and I wanted to like BT8 Mallow.
Yeah.
Because I loved BT3 Mallow.
Yukio's, right?
Yeah. But Black Wargrave just killed all the Tamers before
Killed
I
all
could
the
do
Tamers,
anything.
yeah.
And it was so disappointing.
Yeah.
I was like, and it wasn't even the deck. It was Black Wargrave. So
yeah.
No, but like tons of good stuff here.
So is Piedmon gonna be the mega for this?
That's a great question, right? Because the reason why I'm not sure about that is because the Devimon specifically.
Yeah.
Devimon on play, which, by the way, I was wrong about this because I thought for sure Devimon would be an on play, grab a virus type that would go with Dark Masters because I think all the Dark Masters are virus type. So I thought for sure the level 3 on play, grab a virus was going to be a Devimon. We got this, and I was wrong, and I was like, oh, man, I really was hoping for a virus searcher, right? But it's on play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Myotismon in text to your hand, place the rest at the bottom. If you added, then you trash 1 card from your hand. What I don't like about this is that there's not a level 4 Myotismon. So there's just no way to make that work. Well, I don't think it's going to be an effective searcher. Now, your 5s are great.
Yeah.
And your 6s are good.
Yeah.
We don't have the greatest Myotismons right now. There's a ton of them. So
you got
there's
the Mallow and the
Venom.
Yeah.
You know which Myotismon we don't have, which would be sweet to be added to the game? Neo Myotismon.
There is a Neo Devi though.
There's a Neo Devi, and there's also a Neo Myotismon.
Yeah.
So that would be a really interesting level 6. That could be. I have a feeling it's not because it's not really in line with the Season 1 Dark Masters theme. That's more of a different. That was kind of like a Crossheart kind of where I saw the reveal of him. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. We'll see what happens there. But
and then we got a little bit more blue action because we got
did.
the Wear Garurumon Ace because Garurumon needs more support. So here we go. It's got an Ace card.
I'm not upset though when I see these Ace cards because as someone who's been messing with Ace a lot lately, they hurt.
They're fun, yeah.
They're hurt when you do the overflow.
Yeah.
It sucks, man, when you do such a good job of choking them on memory and you're like, okay, even if I give you 3 with the memory setter by playing this Ace card or getting it set up, they remove it and they just gain memory and you're just like, oh, man. Like, yeah.
That's why I'm wondering how prevalent they're going to be in the meta. So I'm excited to see what Japan does with these cards and how much they use them in their decks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to be pretty close to it for that, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, we're so excited about BT15. We can't wait to start seeing more and more cards, archetypes, reveals, etc. because I do feel like there's going to be a lot of room in this set. We know Pokémon's going to be white. We've seen some of the blue stuff with the Garurumon, Seadramon. We've seen some of the red with the Biomon, Garurumon line. We still need to see green. Hopefully, this is a good chance to get some Kabuterimon support.
Oh, are we gonna get some more cyborgs from Machinedramon? We haven't seen any black yet.
That's true. You're right. I mean, and the fact that it probably is going to be a Machinedramon.
It kind of has to be.
They're going
right?
to have
Yeah.
to do something.
Yeah.
So we're definitely looking forward to all this, and we can't wait to see. Let us know in the comments what you think we're going to be seeing out of BT15 or what you want to see.
Yeah. All right. You know what we're about to see?
Yes.
Locals.
Yes. So, guys, forgive us. Last week, it was our first week at the new shop playing locals. So our schedules didn't quite work out to where we were not able to film and get it dropped 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Friday, and that is my fault. So, guys, this week we're going to be, in the next couple weeks, honestly, we're going to be experimenting with different ways to record and shoot and schedule. So this week, I'm loving how we're doing it this week. We haven't been to locals yet.
Yep.
Normally, we've done locals, and we get to talk about it.
Yeah.
So actually, Jesse's gonna work as movie magic. We're gonna go to locals. You're not even gonna know. We're just gonna the screen's gonna go black for maybe 30
come back.
seconds.
We're gonna be real sad
and we're gonna be like, guys, I just I won every game, and here, so that's how we're gonna do it this week. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. So we'll come back. So we'll cut it here, and we'll see you guys after locals.
See you guys in 2 seconds.
And we're back from locals.
Ta-da! Magic.
Hours later.
Hours later. I know it was a long night, man.
Yeah, it was. I think we almost went to 5 rounds. It was crazy.
Yeah. There was 2 undefeateds. There was 18 total.
18. Okay.
2 undefeateds were Shine Gray and Belfamon.
Yep.
So very good decks, very strong. I mean, great players too, man. But it was fun. It was a good night.
Long night. Fun, like you said.
Yeah.
But what'd you play?
So I played Ace Megazoo again because I wanted to get this deck list specifically done before I left.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm gonna test it again tonight, and I'm gonna see where I'm at. And it's so funny because last week I did better. I won 2 rounds, but I think it was more matchups and stuff.
Yeah.
So I made some changes. The deck was so much better, and I think the pieces I added definitely made it stronger. So I'm glad I was able to test it. But I literally only won 1 game tonight.
Oh.
And I drew. So I went 3 losses and 1 tie, which is crazy because every game came down to the wire. Every game was so there. It was one of those where my performance did not indicate how my results.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. You just end up with bad matchups. Like I did worse than I did. Went 2-2, so I did worse than I did, and I played the same deck. But I came away with a couple, one big change I want to make. We'll talk about it here. You want to just jump into it?
Let's do it, man.
Cards of the
Absolutely,
week?
yeah.
All right. There we are. All right. I guess we determined I'm going first because you went first last week. So my matchups tonight, stay tuned to the channel because you're going to have a deck profile coming probably on Monday for my black-yellow security control.
Yeah, I really like it.
It's so much fun. I got second with it last week. I went 2-2 tonight, and I realized that what the deck is lacking, in my opinion, is more Matt and Ties.
So that's your card of the week.
That is my card of the week. It is an old school card that we used to use back in the day.
Yes.
Back when BT5 Omni Reign Supreme,
that was so much fun.
Blitz, get those extra checks. But I feel like we kind of went away from it because there were so many decks like Commandramon and Blue Flare and Hunters. A lot of stuff just didn't play level 6s. And I really feel like in this format, you're starting to see a lot more level 6s rise to the top in every color. In every color. Especially in Royal Knights.
Yeah.
I mean, it's huge.
Yeah, we were stuck in a
Knights,
Crossheart matchup for so long too.
Yeah.
Right, where it's like, why would you play Matt and Ty if you're getting, attacked by nothing higher than level 5?
Yeah, but now with Quartz and Shine Gray and
all the
Hydra,
burst modes,
all the burst modes, Mirage, a lot. You start your turn sitting looking at their level 6 or higher. So on top of that, it's really good, and specifically a deck like this one that plays spoilers, but 4 Zwart defeats. Those just become increasingly menacing when you're doing multiple checks on a round, where your opponent didn't even expect you to have a Digimon on board, let alone a 13K with non-deletion that does multiple checks.
Awesome.
So it's done a lot. It did the one of in the deck right now did a lot of work for me tonight. And so I think I have a couple ideas about where to put 2 more.
I got you. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. What about you, man?
So my card of the week is Deathclaw. It's a purple 1-cost option from the starter decks. Such a great card. Pop one of your Digimon to delete one of their level 4 or lower. And then in security, just deletes level 4 or lower. And I specifically wanted to highlight about this card because we were talking this episode about lessons learned about deck building and stuff. And purple has been really challenging me where it's if you have room, just put in a 1 Deathclaw and see what it does for you.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I end up going up to 2, but I usually don't go more than 2. But in my Mega Zoo deck that I was playing today, I decided to do just a 1 of, and it did a lot of work. It's great. We can pop my own Zort Defeat to delete to kill 2 bodies. Yeah, exactly. So to me, this card of the week is not necessarily as much about Deathclaw as it is just the thought process of teching in more 1-ofs, right? Just to become that better deck builder, to have a what's the word I'm looking for? More answers to different things in general. So, I mean, 1 cost removal, it's pretty good too, and purple definitely takes advantages of that. It's so funny too, when you swing with Eismon and it doesn't get deleted. Yeah. Right? You can just Deathclaw it. Yeah. Usually it pops something of theirs too at the same time, and then you get to draw all your cards. So
I remember all those purple shenanigans when Zort Defeat first came out. Everyone was playing Deathclaws and the BT whatever Chimeramon. Yeah. Pops a body, deletes a 5 cost or level 5. Yeah. So
exactly same thought process. So yeah, that's my card of the week is Deathclaw. It's,
all right. Well, this is where we say goodbye to Mr. Jeff. He's leaving for 3 weeks, so we're gonna have some substitute tamers come in here and fill that warm seat of yours.
Yeah, I'll leave it nice and warm for all you guys. Don't worry.
We'll keep in touch. I'll shoot you a couple deck ideas. I have a couple new ones in the works. Yeah, and you got all the time in the world over there on the other side of the world.
I'll be in the future too. So we'll see how it is.
17 hours ahead.
Something like that's crazy. The time zone's different. Such a weird number too, but I guess it makes sense.
It goes by fast. You'll be back in time for RB1, right?
Yeah, I'm excited for that RB1. Get like 3 whole cases of that, right?
We still haven't decided how much we're going to get.
I don't think we need that much RB1.
I guess it's going to be a matter of when we find out what's actually in it, because there's so many rumors about what's in it, what's not compared to Japan. So
absolutely,
we'll keep you guys updated, and we'll be sure to buy enough of it to do some kind of unboxing. Probably a case. But all right. Well, thanks for joining us on our 51st episode. Stay tuned next week for episode 52, the official year.
The official year will be next week, and we cannot wait for year 2, everybody. Year 2.
Jeff, as always, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I'll see you in a few weeks.
Thanks. Bye.